Hi, my Beekman Town Eagles. Welcome to Miss Woodward Reads. Today, it's spring, so I'm thinking about wind. Today, I'm reading a nonfiction book called Why Is It Windy? Why is it windy? What is wind? Can we see wind? Can we feel wind? Let's check it out. Because this is a nonfiction book, something really cool about nonfiction books is that they have text features. They have a table of contents, that's a text feature, so you can think about, can you see the wind? Well, if I want to know about that, I could go to page 4. Well, what is wind? If I want to know about that, which I just asked, I could go to page 6. If I wanted to know how hard is the wind blowing, I could go to page 16. The table of contents tells me where I can go and find it really quickly and easily in the book. Can you see the wind? No, but you can see when it is windy. The wind blows branches on trees, flags wave on flagpoles, dust blows in your eyes. These are clues that the air is on the move. What is wind? Air is everywhere. It moves from place to place. When it moves, we call it wind. 2 things make air move. One is the spinning of our planet. The other is the sun. Did you know that the 2 things that make air move are the sun and the fact that our planet spins? Our planet is always spinning. What makes the wind blow all across the world? Earth spins. This powerful spin pulls air with it. It makes the air go in circles around the earth. This wind is grabbed by other winds across the earth. And look at this text feature. It's a nice illustration with arrows. Earth spins this way. That's pretty cool. The red arrows show how wind moves all across the world. So there's different wind currents, different ocean currents, and different ways that the wind moves all across the world. Look at the cold air coming down from the north, and also we have cold air coming up from the south, from the 2 poles. That's pretty cool. How does the sun make wind? Well, how does the sun make wind? The sun heats the earth. Some places get warmer than others. Air in the warm places rises into the sky. Cool air rushes in to take its place. Air moving like this makes it windy. So if you have warm air always moving up and the cool air coming in to take its place, that will create wind. Do you see how it's blowing the beach towel? That's creating wind. Sometimes when we're at the beach, we find it to be windier there, the ocean. Warm air rises because it is lighter than cold air. Warm air is lighter and cool air is heavier. So the warm air will rise and the cool air will take its spot. Do you think it's windy in this picture? Look at the sails. They're all puffed up. I think it is windy in that picture. How fast is the wind blowing? A special tool tells us how fast the wind is moving. We measure wind speed in miles per hour or kilometers per hour. A slow wind may go only 2 miles per hour, but a hurricane wind goes more than 74 miles per hour. Think about a car going 74 miles per hour. That's quite fast. And if you look at the text feature here, I see some keywords: kilometers, hurricane. We'll see those at the end of the book. A tornado. Ooh, a tornado. That's a type of weather. A tornado can make winds that move faster than 300 miles per hour. And it spins and spins in a cyclone. That's very interesting. Do we have tornadoes here? No, we are lucky that we don't. What changes wind speed where you live? Near oceans or large lakes, there is more wind. The water is almost flat. There is nothing for the wind to bump into to slow it down. In cities, wind bumps into tall buildings. The buildings slow wind down a lot. Trees can slow wind too. Remember we just said that there seems to be a lot of wind if we go to the beach or we go to the ocean. It's because there's nothing there to stop the wind from blowing. We don't have big skyscrapers at the beach or tall trees growing out of the ocean. So there's nothing there to stop that wind. How hard is the wind blowing? Now this is a very interesting text feature because it's a scale. If we're at 0, it's really not blowing very much. The Beaufort scale gives numbers to show how hard the wind is blowing. The higher the number, the stronger the wind. If it's at a 0 on the Beaufort scale, calm. Smoke goes straight up. You cannot feel wind on your face. The wind speed is 0 to 1 miles per hour. What about a 4? It says 4, moderate breeze. Dust and small papers blow about. Small branches move. Flags flap. 13 to 18 miles per hour. That's definitely a little windy. But if we go all the way down to 12, woof, that is where we're getting into hurricane winds. 12, hurricane winds. Most houses and trees are destroyed. So that could destroy a home. It could tear a tree out of the ground. And if you look in the picture, it looks like a car has been pushed over too by the wind. That is 74 miles an hour. Wow. How does the wind make you feel? Wind can cool you off on a hot day. It can make you chilly on a cool day. Some days there is no wind, and other days the wind blows too hard for you to be outside. But sometimes a perfect wind can make a perfect day. What are the kids doing on a perfect windy day? Flying kites. The kites need the wind to fly in the air. Now this is pretty cool. If you check this book out at the library, you can experiment with how hard the wind is blowing this week. You could make your own little book, graph the wind, color in pages, and use that Beaufort scale to track how hard the wind is blowing that week. That's pretty cool. And it gives you other books about wind, websites about wind, and there's that index with those key words. If I was wanting to know about the word wind around the world or measuring it or the speed, I could go to the index, which is a text feature in a nonfiction book. If I want to know about that Beaufort scale, I know to go to page 16 to 17. Or if I want to know about oceans and wind, I would go to page 14. This book is really cool. There's lots of weather books in the library with Miss Banker, so if you go during your library time and you would like to try that experiment at the end of this book, check out Why Is It Windy during your library time. Thanks, my Eagles.